Hello friends, this is Tim Collins coming to you again with our weekend word. Today I want to talk about a fascinating story found in the book of 1 Kings chapter 20. Ben-Hadad, the Aramean king, sent messengers to Ahab telling him he would take over the city of Samaria. In the first battle, the prophet told Ahab to send out the armies led by the junior commanders, the junior officers. So the lieutenants led an army of 7,000 out of the city and attacked the armies of Ben-Hadad, which were huge, and thoroughly routed them, ran them back to where they came from, and so they gathered around and decided that if they could lure him down into the valley, God would be ineffective there. He was God on the mountains. So they determined to do that. Again, this small army doesn't give us a number for Israel's army in this battle, but it says they killed 100,000 of Ben-Hadad's men the first day. The rest of them fled back to the city where a wall fell on them and killed another 27,000. When you're a commander in a battle, that's called having a bad day. So they sent messengers now dressed in sackcloth to Ahab, asking for peace, and said that Ben-Hadad says, "Please let me live." Ahab, the king, says, "Is he alive? He is my brother. Bring him to me." They brought Ben-Hadad and they signed a treaty wherein Ben-Hadad gave back the cities that he had taken and so forth. And on the basis of that treaty, Ahab let Ben-Hadad go. A prophet then had another prophet strike him and wound him and disguise himself, sat by the way, and when the king approached one day, the prophet prophesied to him. The prophet, who was disguised as a wounded man, told a parable, said he had been guarding a prisoner and the prisoner attacked him, beat him up, took off, and the king said, "It's your life for his life. That is the law, your life for his life." And the prophet then identified himself and said, "That is exactly what God is saying to you, Ahab. Because you let go a man that I had intended for death, God said, I will take your life instead, your life for his life." Well, that didn't sit well with Ahab. Well, that is called snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. My message today is to someone who's viewing this. I've known people who did that. God had delivered them from addictions, bondage to alcohol or other things, and they lived sometimes for years. I had an old friend who lived for years after being delivered from alcoholism, who, because life got hard, decided to go and take another drink one day and spent the rest of his life back in alcoholism. That's a tragic story. But so many times I have seen people who God has delivered from some sin. And after a time of living for the Lord, they just decided, well, I think I'll do that again. It seemed nice. People who've delivered from bondages, life-controlling things, who have gone back after living for the Lord for a time. Such a tragedy. So I'm speaking to somebody here, somebody who has done that. You have allowed the enemy to take you back into bondage that God has set you free from. My message to you today is there's still time for repentance. God's grace gives you time for repentance. I'm talking to someone else. God has delivered you from sin, and you're tempted now to go back into that sin. You're seriously considering going back into that sin. You've decided that the Bible wasn't specific enough in condemning it, and you could probably get away with it. Probably is not such a big deal. Probably nobody would know. I'm telling you, don't snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. When God has given you the victory, live in victory. Live in victory. Understand that God is on your side and the devil is not. Be on God's side. Allow God to direct your paths, and He will keep you in righteousness. Well, I hope this is a blessing to somebody. I hope you'll be in church somewhere Sunday, worshiping God in spirit and in truth. God bless you. We love you.